I want to find all functions such that the derivative is this thing right here. So what function would have a derivative of cosine of 2x? Well, the first thing you might think is that maybe sine of 2x has the derivative of cosine of 2x. And that's almost true. The derivative of sine of 2x is cosine of 2x, but the chain rule says we have to multiply by a 2. We don't want that 2 there, so what we're going to do is we're just going to divide both sides of the equation by 2. And then we realize that the derivative of 1/2 sine of 2x is cosine of 2x. That's great. That is the antiderivative of our first term. Well, then you need to think, well, what function would have a derivative of 3e to the negative 4x? Well, I don't know about the 3 yet, but I bet it's going to involve an e to the negative 4x, because we know that the derivative of e to the negative 4x is negative 4e to the negative 4x. Okay, that's a true statement, but we don't want this negative 4 here. In fact, we want a positive 3 here. So let's play around with it a little bit. We can take this negative 4 and divide it over to this side of the equation, and now it's a true statement that the derivative of negative 1/4 e to the negative 4x is just e to the negative 4x. But it's still not exactly what we want. We want a function whose derivative is 3e to the negative 4x. How do we make that happen? Well, we can just multiply both sides of the equation by 3. That would put a 3 here and a 3 here. And now you might ask, is it the case that the derivative of negative 3/4 e to the negative 4x is 3e to the negative 4x? And if you check it out, it does actually work. So the antiderivative of that piece of the function is negative 3/4 e to the negative 4x. We can put a c on there and we can call it good. I'm just going to check this thing real fast. What is the derivative of 1/2 sine of 2x? Well, it's 1/2 cosine of 2x times 2. And what is the derivative of this term? Well, it's 3/4 e to the negative 4x times negative 4. The derivative of a constant is 0. What happens if we simplify? Our 1/2 and our 2 cancel, giving us just cosine of 2x. If we multiply a negative 3/4 by this negative 4, the 4's cancel, and the minus negative turns into a positive, and we get cosine of 2x plus 3e to the negative 4x. That was the function that we started with, so this antiderivative must have been correct. Now, in the coming chapter, we're going to be talking about integrals, which is really the same process. And instead of just playing around with functions and moving constants around and trying to get things to work, we're going to formalize the process of finding integrals just a little bit. For now, it's almost like we're just trying to reason out what function could we find that if we take the derivative of it, we get the given function. So hopefully that works out for you now. You have a lot more of this to do in the rest of your Calculus 1 class, and you're going to be doing this throughout Calculus 2 and Calculus 3 as well. So this is just the beginning.